A woman treated at a New York hospital could possibly be the first female to have been cured of HIV. News 12's Tama Patton joins us live tonight to explain what the medical breakthrough could mean for others living with HIV. Tama.
Well, Mackenzie, one doctor says this new case of a possible HIV cure in the woman being called the New York patient is one step closer to a cure. But, and there is a huge word of caution here, doctors say the cutting-edge treatment used is only a feasible strategy for a handful of the millions of people living with HIV. Dr. Sharon Nachman, an infectious disease specialist at Stony Brook Medicine, says it's important for people to know details about the treatment of the woman with HIV, who researchers say appears to be the third person ever to possibly be cured of the disease.
This cure is very specific to somebody that had an underlying cancer, who then had to have their cancer treated, and as part of her cancer treatment, had to get a transplant. And as part of her transplant, that's where the innovation came in to use the stem cells.
Dr. Nachman says the woman, who is of mixed race and had leukemia, was treated with a new transplant method involving umbilical cord blood, which came from a partially matched donor, and the woman received blood from a close relative to give her immune system time to adjust to the transplant. And according to researchers, the woman has been in remission from her leukemia for more than 4 years, and 3 years after her transplant, she and her doctor stopped her HIV treatment, and 14 months later, she has no detectable levels of HIV.
In the past 30 plus years, we've had so many ups and downs in the HIV world that I was just, my initial concern was skepticism.
Gregory Noon, executive director of Thursday's Child, a Long Island organization that provides services for people with HIV/AIDS, says while the story of the woman who was possibly cured is great and inspirational,
it's marvelous that the researchers have done this today. We're thrilled about this news, but we want to really bring it home that you across the island and across the region know that we can see an end to the AIDS epidemic.
Well, Tama, obviously we've been following the steps of prevention and knowing the status, all things that are key to slowing the spread of HIV. And as we just heard, do doctors feel like this case is encouraging?
Well, Mackenzie, because of the very specific medical conditions the woman had, researchers estimate the treatment she receives could only benefit about 50 patients a year here in the U.S. So while it is one step closer to understanding the disease, there is still a long way to go for a universal cure. Mackenzie?